tucked away in the budget 2016 was a proposal to issue a consultation on the taxation of part surrenders and part assignments under life insurance policies, investment bonds in particular. What's been happening in the past over a number of years is that there have been situations where individuals have withdrawn part of the money that they've invested in an investment bond, but the taxable gain that has resulted by that part surrender has vastly exceeded the economic gain that stood in the policy. For example, if you invested £100,000 and 2 years later wanted to withdraw for whatever reason £50,000, just take part of your money back, then and took that as a part surrender, then the tax rules say that any surplus over the allowable 5% that you'd accrued would be a chargeable gain. So in that situation, in my example, 5% of 100,000 that you invested, £5,000, 2 years, the full policy years, the policy had been running, that's £10,000. You took out £50,000, £40,000 is the chargeable gain that would be assessed. So that is regardless of the amount of gain that would be in actually economically in the policy. What if the policy was just worth the same as you put it in? There's no gain. What is there to be taxed? But the tax rules say that that's the way you calculate a part surrender. So there's been some pretty significant cases where enormous gains have been assessed, but have borne no relationship to the economic gain. So the government felt they had to change that. The consultation puts forward 3 options for changing that. So it is a very focused change that they're proposing. And there's one that says, look, let's just tax the economic gain with a calculation that's rather like the capital gains tax calculation when you make a part disposal. There's another proposal that limits, in effect, what could be chargeable to 3% each year. And then there's a third option, which to me seems most appealing, and that's where you're given at outset a 100% allowance. So instead of accruing up to 100% of allowance by 5% per year over 20 years, you're given 100% allowance at outset. And until you exhaust that 100% allowance, nothing will be taxable. So in my example before, you invest £100,000 until you've taken £100,000 from that policy by part withdrawals, you'll pay no tax. A much simpler solution, which I'm sure many life offices will be in favour of. I can't confirm that, but I'm sure they would be. As I said, the consultation ends in July, and we are hoping to see the new rules in next year's finance bill. So watch this space. There are some good examples on the alternatives and the way in which this new system could work in our Techlink bulletins.